when you talk about psychosynthesis coaching, you are looking at an approach that emphasizes looking at a human being as a holistic being, looking at a human being from the perspective of the body, the soul, and the mind. So you're looking at a complete set of a human being, and you're looking at it from a psychological perspective. So it brings in the aspect of being psychologically minded. So that means as we engage as human beings, you've got to, in that approach, I'm trying to see what is the effect of the psychology or the psyche of this particular person in this particular conversation, for example. And in most cases, you'll see that most of us have certain biases. Most of us have certain maybe motivations to do certain things. And in most times, we're even not aware of this. So psychological mindedness then gives me the tools to be able to discern what could be, the biases in this particular case. What could be the distractions? What is, for example, somebody has the will, for example, but what is making them stuck? So how do you help them to unlock that so they can move forward and be able to achieve the kind of results, kind of outcomes that they set out to do? And this is what, as a coach, I continue to do with this kind of approach. Thank you. I particularly picked interest in this program, Psychosynthesis Coaching, because what I realized is that during my training and practice as a coach, I had learned the process of coaching and all that and practiced it, but I was also aware that coaching derives most of its principles and practices from positive psychology. Now, psychosynthesis takes me now much deeper into understanding the psyche of a human being, starting to look at a person as a whole being, a holistic being, starting to look at an individual from the angle of, the body, the mind, and the soul. So that holistic approach is really what attracted me to come and start looking at this particular program, because I knew then it enabled me to start seeing some of the things I was not able to see as a coach, as a coach that I was by that time. So this has really been very, very helpful for me, and I always joke to my friends that it helps me to start seeing things which I would not otherwise see, and also listening and to what is said and what is not said. So this really becomes very, very important for me. So it helped me to delve deeper into the world of psychology. This program has actually changed me as a person. I can say it has transformed me to whom I am today. I'm certainly different. The James you see here is different from the James you could have seen 1 year ago. In terms of beginning to understand myself, beginning to know who really is James Onyoin. This particular program has enabled me to go back and start reflecting. I remember when we started the program, we even started drawing pictures. And I'd never drawn pictures for nearly 30 years. Things we used to do in primary 1, primary 2 of our education. This was quite an interesting way of learning, because then it enabled me to tap into that child in me. And that child in me really is something that enabled me to start seeing the world from a very curious perspective, just like a child would, from a very innocent angle. And to me, I think this has been extremely useful. And of course, along the training, a lot of things came up. One of the things I've realized is that I'm now a more compassionate person. Through the training, we went through a lot of drills and understanding what compassion is. The way I value other human beings today is different from the way I would 1 year ago. The way I value not only human beings, any living thing, part of our ecosystem. Whatever is within our ecosystem, I attach a very big meaning to it today, because through this training, I was able to see how all these parts connect and make the living, make the life, make the existence, or even the being that we are. I am as a human being, for example. So to me, I think it has even enabled me to connect to nature in a much more deeper sense. Just last weekend, I was in one of the most beautiful national parks in the country. We visited a waterfall at Maxon Falls. And I saw myself connecting much deeper with nature. And all this is because of the appreciation that I have now built about people around me, about things around me, and about the entire ecosystem. And I think, given again my other area of passion around sustainability, I really believe this program has enabled me to have that compassion, to have that desire to make this planet a better place, to make this planet a much, much enjoyable place for all of us. And not only for us, maybe for our children, our children's children, and the grandchildren of our children in 2 generations. So to me, I think compassion, empathy, and the ability to listen. I listen much, much more now. And this is something which is a benefit not only to me as a coach, but even as a father, as a husband, or a spouse, as a human being, the way I relate with people, even in my place of work. I now attach much, much more importance to the contribution that each of us makes, because each of us is unique. Each of us has something to bring on the table and to humanity. Being a soul guide is one of the things that I've loved about this, because now I'm able to relate with others, to engage the client, to engage other people at a much deeper level. And in fact, getting to understand them from from a psychological mindedness perspective, which then enables me to start seeing how are they drawing from, for example, their subconscious mind. Because most times we just look at what we see and what we know about. That is the conscious part of our minds. But through this training, I've been able to see how do you engage that subconscious part of your brain, because that is where there are a lot of resources which we are not utilizing. And once you are able to tap into that, and you are able to help somebody get into that particular part of the mind, then in essence, you are actually getting connected to their soul. And then that's the process through which you are able to guide the person to draw onto their resources, which otherwise they are not aware of about, they are not able to tap into, they are not able to make use of. And it is those resources that can enable somebody to start moving towards achieving their full potential. Thank you.